Welcome! Today we are diving deep into a truly profound concept from the book The Lantern of the Wise, Sailing Beyond the Horizon of Knowing by Dr. Hassam al-Din al-Zawawi. This isn't just philosophy, it's a guide to enhancing our own cognition, drawn from ancient Islamic wisdom. We're in the first station, exploring the first reflection, and focusing in on Contemplation 5, titled Belief as the Return to Origin.
So, to get started, I want you to think about a very specific feeling. You know the one. Maybe you're driving at night, music playing, or you're just standing in a crowded room, and all of a sudden you get hit with this strange pang right in your chest. It's this deep, aching kind of longing, but it's not for your childhood home or even your current house. It's for a place you can't quite put your finger on, a place you don't even think you remember. There's actually a great German word for this, Fernweh, which means far sickness. And it turns out it's a profound, almost universal human experience.
Now here's where it gets really fascinating. The book argues that this feeling isn't some random emotional glitch in your system. It's actually a signal. It's an internal compass, a cognitive tool that's trying to point you towards something you've long forgotten.
And that compass points us directly toward the core idea of belief. Now, when you hear that word belief, your mind might immediately go to, checking a box on a form or learning a set of rules. But this text asks us to throw that idea out and look at it in a completely different way.
So the crucial shift here is seeing belief not as a static label, but as a dynamic, living current. It's not something you have, like a set of keys in your pocket. It's something that runs through you. It's the difference between a noun and a verb, and that changes absolutely everything.
Think about it like this. A light bulb. The bulb is just an object, right? The light switch, same thing. They're completely useless without the flow of electricity. Well, the text argues that belief is that energy. It's the existential current. It's the very tether connecting your existence back to its source. Without it, you're just a bulb with no power.
And this powerful idea of an existential current brings us right to the heart of Contemplation 5, this concept of belief as a journey, a spiritual and existential homecoming. To really get this, the text asks us to go way, way back, before time, before space as we understand it. It describes a moment from Islamic tradition called the primordial covenant, or mithaq, where every single soul that would ever exist was gathered together in one place.
And in this incredible, pre-eternal moment, a single, profound question was posed to every soul by the Creator. This wasn't a test of knowledge, it was a question of pure recognition, and it formed the basis of an ancient promise. And every soul, in its purest, most essential state, responded with a resounding yes. So according to this text, that strange homesickness we feel, that's our soul deep down remembering this moment. It's a memory of perfect belonging, of our original yes.
So you see, true belief isn't about learning some new piece of information. It's about remembering something we already know. It's like when you're lost and you finally stop, pull out a compass, and let the needle settle, and you have that aha moment. Oh, north has been that way the whole time. It's a conscious return to where we began.
Okay, so if belief is a return journey, a homecoming, how in the world do we navigate it? Well, according to the text, the key is learning to read the world around us, not as just a collection of random objects, but as a map full of signs.
This quote right here is the central metaphor. Just imagine enjoying a perfect cup of coffee. The coffee itself is the abundance, and the cup is the vessel. It's wonderful, but a wise person doesn't just admire the cup, they look beyond it to the one who poured it. Creation is the vessel, the Creator is the hand.
And man, are we obsessed with our modern vessels, aren't we? Now, the text isn't saying we shouldn't enjoy these things. The spiritual danger, the trap, is when we stop at the vessel. We mistake the beautiful cup for the source of the drink itself. It's like falling in love with the envelope and never bothering to read the letter inside. And this leads to a pretty serious warning about what it calls intercessors. And look, this isn't just about ancient idols made of stone. It's about anything today that we believe will save us or complete us, whether it's money or status or even a political figure. We're essentially asking the potted plant in the lobby for directions when the guide has her door wide open.
This powerful idea brings it all right back to our own bodies. We are a hybrid, We're part dust, our physical biology that, yes, will return to the earth, and we are part breath, our consciousness, our soul. And just like the air we breathe, our spiritual breath is destined to return to its source. It simply can't belong to the dust.
So if we actually follow this path, if we learn to see past the vessels, where do we end up?
Well, the book suggests the destination isn't a physical place at all. It's a transformed state of being, the treasure of human consciousness. Let's be really clear here. The source doesn't promise that all your problems are just going to magically disappear. It promises something much, much deeper, a transformed identity. This journey cures that spiritual homesickness we started with, because it finally ends that feeling of being an outsider, of being alienated from our source.
And this, right here, this is the climax of the journey. We spend so much of our lives feeling like we're on the outside looking in, banging on the door of success or happiness, trying to prove we're worthy. The treasure, the big realization, is that you were never outside to begin with. You were always, and are always, being held in a loving gaze.
Okay, so that is a huge, almost mind-bending idea. But how do we make it practical? How do we put this return into motion in our daily lives? The text doesn't just leave us with philosophy, it gives us an actionable framework.
It really boils down to these three movements, from the vague feelings in your heart to deep knowing, from doing things for show to true sincerity, and finally, constantly moving from the creation, the vessel, back to the creator. This is the process that turns belief from a static noun, I have belief, into an active living verb, I am returning.
And that brings us to the final thought, for you, right now. The very next thing you experience, the taste of your coffee, a smile from a stranger, the color of the sunset outside your window, that is a sign. The question this entire explainer leaves us with is this: will you stop at the sign, or will you use it as a pathway for your return?